Welcome back and thank you so much for staying tuned. It's still Cre8tive Nigeria here on mainland 98.3 FM. I am Bumi, like I said before, and Frank is also here. And I'm coming to you, Frank, this morning, just for a brief conversation about, what exactly are the feelers in the industry concerning the Honorable Minister. Okay, sorry, I'm not supposed to laugh. Minister Hannatu Musa directive on the enforcement of the Naihoto Act of 2022.
Well, I think that that directive was well received because if you look at even Nigerian economy itself, there has been systematic strategy to align with global best practices concerning every area, of governance and economy. So the tourism industry actually cannot be left behind.
Yeah.
And I think maybe she went back, of course, after that uproar about the enforcement strategy and all those things. People went so emotional about it. Sometimes, emotions sometimes can really derail something that is beneficial to all.
Exactly.
And that's why every other man, when something happened, everybody should just go back and think about it, sleep over it before you make comments.
Yeah.
But typical of Nigerian environment, section of people just they were looking at the values of this regulation. They were not looking at the impact and what it's going to bring. And of course, the minister, to the best of her, wisdom, the best of our wisdom, decide, okay, let me put a hold on this, let all the tempers, subside, and then we can then reasonably see how we can engage. And of course, I had one or two discussions with people in the industry, some of those who are opposing it before. I would say, well, we did not oppose the regulation. We are not saying that authors cannot regulate or certify, but we're just worried about the enforcement ecosystem and all those. Of course, Nigerians, when it comes to even registering your name, when you go to a place and they say, write down your name. It's a battle to get Nigerians to do that. So why don't you know who I am? Why must I write my name down? Okay? Not to talk when you have to part with 5 naira. So every Nigerians actually, they are little pricky about that. And then I think that's what actually led to this. And, look at what happened all over the world. Look at Dubai, for instance, this war and all those things. The government has to tell the hoteliers, keep these people. Yeah. Okay? In Barcelona.
At no cost.
At no cost. Because and honestly, I've traveled around the world. There's nowhere you go without having to have a data on where you're working. Yes. It's only in Nigeria you don't know where anybody's working. Okay? And government need to have those things for security purpose. Yeah. And of course for developmental agenda and the process. Because if you want to make sure that we have more hotels, you need to know how many people are there. Are they trained? Where are they trained? Which school did they go? If they didn't go, there's an opportunity for them to be trained and retrained. So these are some of those values going forward. And the minister in her best, time and when she's ready, decide to do that. That's a welcome thing. Of course, like I tell her, I'm not her fan. I believe she's not done well, whatever it is. Yeah. And government need to change her. But, on this call, she has done what?
Has scored 10 over 10.
And I won't tell you about 10. It's something that ought to have been done. But I think because she allowed the tempers to cool, before now coming out and say, this thing must be done. And I think they are enforcing it. Now it's just going to come out with another strategy. I think maybe, sometimes they can just put up your name somewhere that you are not following government regulations. And there are agents of government that will even come and enforce it.
Indeed.
For instance, the tax ecosystem now.
Exactly.
They check that you're not doing anything, you are not registered and all those things. That could impact on your business. So honestly, Bumi, the truth of the matter is this, that Nigeria is moving.
Yes.
And it's trying to define where you are and what you do. Okay? And how you do it.
Yeah.
Okay? So the era of where everybody just come and go in and come out, do what you like is gone. So it's that what we can call an organized society.
Absolutely.
An organized society. We're not getting right yet, but we're getting to that level. And that drags me to what happened at the airports across Abuja and everywhere. Of course, the government, the president also have to intervene. Of course, a transition from a cashless economy. From
cash economy to a cashless one.
I think they ought to have, like the president said, are doing a hybrid agenda. Still collecting your cash while you are transiting on this. And of course, you can see that what we're talking about now, the national grid keep on disappointing all the time. The fintech companies that, of course, you need to use this process, the cards and all those. Sometimes you place it there, there's no network, and that impacts, you understand, on seeing the end of this. So, like I said, it's always good to try something, and if it's not working, we go back to where we are, but not forgetting where we're supposed to be.
Indeed.
Okay, and that's what the president have done, and I think that's where. And of course, globally, Bumi, you know what is happening. In fact, one reality that dawned on me this morning, that the Middle East actually plays a lot of importance,
in the world, absolutely.
Yes, particularly in aviation, because all the hubs are all around there. Doha, Qatar, Egypt, and all those things. You fly from here, particularly with the Nigerians, all over the world, really. You want to go to Asia, they are, closer to Asia at the end of it and all this. So now there's a war in that place. You can see the chaos. You can see the chaos that's going. And honestly, I wouldn't want everybody to be a traveler at this point. If you must cancel. Because the nightmare is much. Even though there's no bomb getting to you, but to remain in one place, man must move. So when you are kept in one place, like you're in a hole, like a zoo, and that's actually not good for a man who is used to traveling. Every minute you are jumping from one place to the other. 3 countries in 24 hours by air. Bumi,
it's possible.
I know it's something that but because now everybody is stranded, that's no longer possible. So it's we pray that this is over, as the case may be.
We pray. Great catch up, there. And I think we need to give kudos also to Are Abisola Fagade for, coming up.
It's a young man that I think he has focus. Actually, when he came in, he really, the industry seemed to be sleeping. So, after Rochelle has left and all those things. So when he came in, he was revived the sector, told us what we are not doing right and what we should do right. Okay. I mean, and of course that attracted a lot of misgivings from those who felt that without them, Nigeria can't move forward. Okay. But he was so smart, also lots of wisdom and patience, and I think the result is here for everybody to see. So we need to join hands with government to make our economy, to make our country better. And it's not about any person. It's not about me. It's not about you. It's about Nigeria. So whatever, sometimes when government come with policies, we should embrace it and work with it. Where there are things we need to change, we change it along the line. Instead of saying, let's throw it away. Let's throw it away. It can't work. It can't go. No, it doesn't go like that way. You know. But like fella we say, they're always opposite people.
Indeed. And just a quick correction. I said Abisola, that's Abisoye Fagade. Yeah. We'll go on a very, very short break. And when we come back, Villa Square is up next. Stay with us.